So I've already completed this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Yes, this is a real copy, and I'm already bored out of my skull with this game. And Resident Evil 4 fans, Resident Evil 4 purists are going to be upset because, as you can see on the screen, this is the old classic, the iconic game that everyone knows and loves. All of this, all of what you're seeing is cut. Cut. Cut.
Throne room, cut. Laser room, cut. Cable cars, cut.
Cut.
Dragon room, cut. Truck sequence, cut.
All of what you're seeing is cut. All of what you're seeing is cut.
Throne room, cut. Laser room,
Cut. All of what you're seeing is cut.
there's more. You three,
Cut.
you three,
Cut.
you three.
Cut.
Salazar statue, still in the game. However, all of this sequence here.
Cut.
The cage room with the Wolverine guy. Just cutscene now. Just cutscene now. This Gatling gun room.
Cut.
This room where the floor comes down on you.
Cut. Cut.
It's not even Resident Evil 4 anymore. And people are saying, well, Michael, you're helping out in this game, you know, Michael, you're just focusing on the negative. Why don't you do a reverse Uno card and come on, Lord, tell us what they replaced? Well, I can't do that.
All of what you're seeing is cut. All of what you're seeing, 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 cut.
Were starting the show, and they just didn't want to listen. Believe me, they didn't want to listen, and it's so incredibly sad. That I know, and that I can tell you. Folks at home, we are live. The reality of the situation continues to unfold as we continue to dissect this all-new edition of Resident Evil 4. That's right, folks at home. We continue to dissect this all-new edition of Resident Evil 4. If you are live with world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life, let's get a 1 in the chat. And if you could, share this out as we need to deploy the troops here today, it seems, because the cracks are still indeed starting to show here with this all-new edition of Resident Evil 4, and the shills are still crying about the fact that World Class is right about this game, because they know deep down World Class is right about this game, and they know deep down that Capcom did not hit that home run.
Luis Hernandez super chatted $4.99. Cut plan and simple, folks.
That's what we're talking about. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. Luis Hernandez coming through, popping the cherry. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. Luis Hernandez coming through and popping the cherry, doing so in a way that makes sense. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. Luis Hernandez coming through and popping the cherry and doing so in a way that makes sense. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, folks at home. We want you to play the Change My Mind as we open up the lines here shortly. Okay, we're going to be playing Change My Mind from Steven Crowder. And, well, we're not going to be able to open up the lines. Can't even talk today. Regardless, let me just tell you this. We are going to be covering Dead Island 2 next, so make sure you're subscribed for that. If you have, obviously you guys are subscribed, but make sure if you haven't done so already, double check if you got the notification bells on, because we are going to be covering Dead Island 2 next. So we will be having coverage for that, Dead Island 2. And it should be a lot of fun. It might be. It hopefully is. So we'll be covering Dead Island 2 very shortly when that game does release. And that is what we're going to move on to next. And then maybe Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Mm-hmm. Guys, we're going to need some more energy in here. I know this is a dead game. I know it's a dead franchise. I know it's a dead show. So it's a culmination of everything that's literally dead. It's like a cemetery out here. And there's no energy at a cemetery because everything's dead, right? Except the grass and I guess the trees and the birds and things like that. But, the people that inhabit the cemetery are dead. And it's a cemetery over here, folks at home. It's a cemetery. So you guys got to share this out, man. We got to get people in here, bro. Come on, guys. I know you can do it. I know you can share it out. We got to get people in here, bro. This is getting ridiculous. You can't have these conversations in here because everyone's desensitized to the talk already. They're like, oh, yeah, we don't care. We already made up our mind. We're a shill. We're not a shill. But regardless, it's just the reality of the situation. Final Fantasy 16, we're not covering that. We're not covering that. We're not covering that. I don't cover every game that releases. We only cover games we actually care about at least somewhat, so it's how the cookie crumbles. All right, let's go ahead. You're all we got. Dead Weekend, you're all we got. I mean, I can go to the bar tonight. I don't have to stream. It's like, whatever, dude. Like, you're such a weirdo. All right, let's go ahead and open up the lines here. Call into the show right now. 818-824-4937. That is the number to call in. Pick up your telephone and call into the show right here and right now. 818-824-4937. That is how you call into the show. Anyone can call in using the telephone number that I just said. 818-824-4937. There you have it. 818-824-4937. If you would like to call into the show and discuss this all-new edition of Resident Evil 4, 818-824-4937. That is the number to call in if you would like to call in and discuss this right here and right now. 818-824-4937. That is the number to call in. 818-824-4937. So while we wait for some potential callers, we will be... We're living in the Twilight Zone where everyone has been brainwashed into thinking a lazy remake is a masterpiece. They really think this remake is better than RE2 Remake, a game that took effort. Yeah, I mean, the RE2 Remake has the gore advantage over this. All right, let's go ahead and take this call here. Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air. Can you hear me?
Hey, world class, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Rick Ross.
Oh, shit, Rick Ross. That's what we're talking about. Hell yeah, bro. Rick Ross, bro.
That's what we're talking about.
Holy shit, bro.
Hell
You're
yeah.
battling the shills. I see you battling the shills in your comment section. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just saw Boulder Punch's review, and he said he still praised the game, but he said that the original 4 was better, and the shills are going crazy in his comment section. It's ridiculous.
I've literally never seen it this bad for any other game.
If you criticize one aspect of this game, no matter how tiny it is, the shills come out in full force saying you're complete trash, you're not a good reviewer, they can't take you seriously. The dick sucking for this game is unreal, and it's complete total bullshit. I've never seen anything like it.
I haven't either.
This remake has never played the original.
Clearly. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. It really is, and they undermine the content that, like, even the criticisms that they do have, they kind of just say, well, you know, like, it's pretty severe what they've done here to this timeless classic, and very few people, and I mean very few people actually care, and it's kind of sad.
They don't get it. They ruin the art direction, the way the game looks.
Yeah.
They ruin everything about it. The cut content, they merged areas together. They made areas smaller. They completely cut out areas from the castle. It's ridiculous, and nobody else points this out, but only a select few people that actually get it, like you're saying.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, is it going to take Chromcat to come out and put out that masterpiece to showcase, like, maybe this is missing and there's a whole lot more that's missing as well that just people aren't caring about, or they're not seeing, or they don't want to see it, whatever the case may be. But it's just ridiculous, man. The shilling is off the chain. I've never seen it this bad for any other game. Even Elden Ring. I said Elden Ring wasn't good, and, you know, the Elden Ring fanboys are pretty passionate about Elden Ring and From Software titles and things of that nature. But, like, this fan base, this Resident Evil fan base, this current generation of Resident Evil fans, like, it is a whole nother level of just, like, craziness.
It's the absolute worst. They are the worst fans. They're worse than all these modern WWE fans. They're worse than all the Elden Ring fans. They're worse. They're the absolute worst. These modern RE fans who come in from these remakes, these soulless remakes, and they've never played any of the original, not even the original 5 or 6. I bet you $1 million they never played.
Oh, hell no.
The only ones that they played are these RE Engine shitty games.
Yeah. And they're soulless. They're so terrible. All of the remakes have been cut. They featured cut content from RE2 remake to RE3 remake to RE4 remake now here. It's ridiculous.
You can't criticize it, though. For some reason, you just can't criticize it. It could be because it's a Leon video game, but I don't know. You just can't criticize it.
You literally can't. You literally can't. It has a it's one of those games that it's an internet darling game and you can't criticize it.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, world class. I'm gonna keep the wheels moving.
Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hell yeah, Rick Ross.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Rick Ross. Hell yeah. Real Resident Evil fan calling in. Glad to hear from Rick Ross there. He's got his thinking cap on. Every day I find new things that were cut, like the scar on Leon's cheek from Krauser, which he still has in RE6. I mean, the amount of cut content here has not been... There's bees out here because the weather's getting warm. The amount of cut content that is in this game has not yet been fully showcased, in my opinion. If you want to call in, you pick up your telephone, 818-824-4937. You dial that number. 818-824-4937. That is the number to call in if you would like to call into the show. 818-824-4937. It is what cut content, bro? Please tell me. Well, I'm not going to waste my time. You can go look it up for yourself. I'm not going to sit out here and explain to you what I've already talked about for literally over 3 weeks straight. Literally over a month I've been talking about this game. For every single day, multiple times a day. I am getting very exhausted, especially when no one cares. So it might be time to move on and just say, well, I guess we'll wait to the Chromecast video, that masterpiece, that major motion picture, and we'll see what he has to say without saying a damn word. And I guarantee it's not going to be what people want to hear. But that's okay, because it's just the reality of the situation. What actual gameplay was cut? Well, you can't shoot through doors. There you go. Oh, now you're going to defend it and say it didn't matter. Then why is it in the GameCube manual? You can shoot through wooden doors in the original. You can't here in this remake. Oh, but Michael, that doesn't have a tangible impact on gameplay. But it actually does. It actually does. All right, here we go. Let's go, 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 let's go. Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up,
Yeah, hello, you're on the air. What's your name? I can't hear you. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Bloop in Phoenix, Arizona.
There we go, Phoenix, Arizona. How's the weather out there in Phoenix, Arizona?
It's getting hot as hell, and it sucks.
What do you mean, bro? That's crazy. Isn't Death Valley out there, or is that in California?
Oh, it gets bad here. Hey, I was in your chat when you got the game early. I'm just one of the guys in that chat that also got the game early, talking to your fans.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And telling what people would happen. Yeah, that's me.
Hell yeah. But what do you think about the game now that the dust has settled here? I mean, what do you think about the game? 1 through 10, what would you rate it?
It was okay. It wasn't the best. It was definitely rushed. I do miss U3. That was something that they should definitely put in the game. I will say it is not as bad as what people make it out to be.
Right.
It wasn't the best, obviously. For all the cut content, they could have taken their time and done a lot better. But I still think it's a hit. The problem is Resident Evil 4, the original, set the bar so goddamn high that if this was going to touch or scrape that, it would need to have done something revolutionary for the gaming community.
I agree. And someone said it best in here that the original was revolutionary. This is more reactionary.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times, too, people don't understand it's not a remaster, it's a remake. So obviously they're going to add new things, remove stuff. But I don't think you should have removed the things that they did.
Yeah, I think they could have just kind of added on top of what was already there, or maybe changed it for the better. I think, had people, if the general consensus for U3 was that the boss wasn't good, then they could have had an opportunity to go back in there and actually make that better. But they cut it instead.
Correct. Yeah,
and maybe saved it for DLC, so we'll see.
I mean, seeing some of the stuff was nostalgic nonetheless, but seeing some of the stuff removed also sucks. Like, when you go back to the village the second time, you get a giant tower that collapses. That wasn't the remake. That was actually pretty cool to see. But
Yeah.
they throw curveballs at you.
Yeah, well, I mean, some surprises after playing the original for however many years is nice. I'll say that. So yeah, the new stuff that they've added is obviously interesting. Is it for the better? I'm not sure, but so yeah.
Yeah, I think what we should, the developers, I hope they learn from this, and if they do Code Veronica or 5 or 6, whatever the hell they do, I just hope they take their time and really listen to fans and see what they want and listen to them.
Yeah. Well, I filled out one of their surveys after Resident Evil 2 Remake. They put out a survey, and I filled the entire thing out, and I said the Resident Evil 2 Remake sucks. But I guess they didn't listen to World Class because, they basically just continue to put out soulless demakes, so.
No, man, they just people will buy it, so they don't really care much.
All right. Well, as long as it has great graphics, I mean, that's really all that matters these days. I mean, honestly, that's really the selling point these days. The 4K resolution, the dynamic range, the whole...
Corporations need to let their developers have their freedom and do things that they know that will sell and will be good for games, and not just like corporations throw bags at it and want money.
Yeah.
Let them have freedom.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, it turned into Hollywood. Gaming turned into Hollywood, and now it's not able to really have much leeway in terms of where they can go creatively with these games. I mean, look at Hi-Fi Rush. Without Xbox Game Pass, that game would have never existed, in this climate. So,
yeah, they just stuck it on there for something. I agree.
Right. Well, they probably couldn't sell it for 60 or 70.
Either 5 or Veronica, that they take their time and do something correct and actually make a game that's worth it.
Yeah.
But we all know the answer to that will probably be a no. Cash grab.
Right. Hell yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate you calling in.
I chat early with you, play the game, and telling everybody's like, yeah, go do this when you get the game. Go do that.
Right.
My next game, I'm getting Jedi Survivor next week.
Oh yeah. What do you think about that, Jedi? Let me ask you this, since you know more about it than me, probably. I mean, what's the new additions here? I mean, I didn't play the first one that much, but.
Honestly, I haven't even seen much. I didn't even finish the first one. Halfway through the first one, to be honest with you. I just, I'm getting the second one next week sometime before it launches, so I'm going to beat this one probably today or tomorrow, then get that one.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to run through it early and see what's up, but I'll probably sell it before I'm done.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Get games early, try to beat them and sell them.
There you go, yeah. Because, I mean, these games are one and dones these days. I mean, you play it for about a week, if that even, maybe a few days, and then you're done with it, and it just collects dust on the shelf, so yeah.
I still can't believe they released the game without Ada's missions in it. That's crazy. Or even Mercenaries. Like, Mercenaries just came out.
Well, yeah, it just came out, and you look at what they showed. I mean, you look at what it is, and it's not even that in-depth. It's pretty shallow. So I think it could have been there day one. I think they just kind of needed another thing to say, hey, let's remind people that this game exists, and that's one way to do it, is like, here's some free DLC. But, it's obviously a mode that doesn't have much depth to it. It's 3 maps and 4 characters.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
All right, man. It was good calling in.
Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate it. Take care. Alrighty, folks, if you want to continue to call in here, 818-824-4937. That is the number, 818-824-4937. We're going to go ahead and do a taste test here. Dr. Pepper Cream Soda. Look at this right here, folks at home. Dr. Pepper Cream Soda. We're going to go ahead and do a taste test. Has anyone in here experienced this right here? Dr. Pepper Cream Soda. We have awfully, no one is in here today. So it's just me and you guys tonight. All-time low viewers, folks. That's okay. Just means that the fake Resident Evil fans have abandoned their masterpiece. They can't even bother to come in here and defend it. So sad. You have... She don't love and it's so sad. She don't love and it's so sad. Cream soda. Alex Escobar says the cream soda is amazing, so we're going to take his word for it. I mean, I know it already is, but let's go ahead and do the real taste test here. This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Pepper Cream Soda. Going in. Ugh. Tastes like medicine. If Dead Island 2 gets PSVR 2 support, it could be my game of the year. Well, I don't believe that's happening. But, who can say? However, that is the next game that we're going to be covering, so make sure you subscribe for that, because we do have to move on here from this. I'd love to continue talking about it if we had the audience to talk with it, if that makes any sense. But, people are dwindling out, and they're moving on from this game. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I've played it, so since I first got it, so there's only so much more that you can say. Remake has no scrapped enemies, waste potential, lazy, Capcom. What game are we hating on next? Well, we don't hate games over here. I'm sorry that you're not educated enough to understand the show. All right, let's see if anyone else is trying to call in here. They are trying to call in. Let's go ahead and make this happen here. Go ahead and make this happen here. Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air. Can you hear me? Yeah, hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Bobby Bandit Gaming calling from,
Oh, shit, Bobby Bandit Gaming, bro.
Your biggest fan.
Let's go, baby.
How you doing, Mac? How your stream going?
Yeah, we're here. We're out here.
Oh. Well, so your Resident Evil theory, your whole, I gotta say, I disagree. I think it's an okay remake, not a demake, an okay make.
Right.
They cut some things, but some things deserve to be cut.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think compared to 3, it's okay.
I think they're about the same game.
3 was a little. 3 felt too short.
Well, the original was short too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, huh.
So it's actually it's pretty faithful.
Well, it could have been worse. They could have taken out a lot more.
It's pretty severe as it is, but yeah, I guess it could have been worse. I don't know.
Well, Mackie.
Holy shit, Harley Davidson. What?
I gotta go, Mac.
Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
For me coming up.
Hell yeah, man. Bobby Bandit Gaming. All right, let's continue to move it. Let's go. Hello, you're on the air. Yeah, hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jim Bob from Philly.
Oh, shit. Michael. Let's go, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly.
To victory. But
there you go.
I gotta tell you, man, this Mercenaries is so soulless. It's so soulless.
Really?
Literally, the fucking Mercenaries 3D for the 3DS has way more content than this. What is going on? This is 2023. We're still playing 2005 game design out here. Why the fuck are we not innovating these games enough to the point where we can say, this is where it needs to be. The OG Resident Evil 4 revolutionized gaming by introducing third-person mechanics. You actually can aim. What does this offer? Just pretty graphics. This is all 4K. This fucking bullshit. Like, I'm tired of these games that just rely on these fucking these DLS and fucking FSR to hold their games up front, because clearly the hardware isn't there enough. You know, these $2,000 graphics cards aren't enough to make these games work. Like, I'm tired of these cut-com fucking. It's ridiculous.
It really is. I'll tell you.
And the fact that these people are clamoring for new remakes just makes me so sad, because I was looking forward to this. You know, what could be worse than RE3 remake? I mean, given the fact that you know, the game is not that bad. It's not that bad. Resident Evil 3 remake is not that bad.
Right.
It's just that it just had. To be honest, I didn't care for the clock tower. To be honest, so it really didn't matter to me. The only thing I didn't like about Resident Evil 3 was the bosses. The bosses really, especially when you gotta chase the dog boss around. It's just stupid. But as far as gameplay wise, it does what Resident Evil needs to, and that is survival horror. This is action horror. People keep fucking confusing survival horror with action horror. Like, okay, you can have 20 dudes on the screen. That doesn't make it survival horror. That's action horror. And the fact that you limit me with ammo drops that comes from their assholes, like, come on, man. Leon never crafted ammo in the original.
Yeah, it was never a thing.
What the fuck is this? Craft shotgun ammo out of my ass and submachine gun ammo out of my pussy. It really make no sense.
It really doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And to be honest, like, this is really a better. It's Village 2.0. It really is. It's just a better version of Village. You got the Village. You go in. You're a white guy going in the fucking village, shooting people, shooting natives. And then you go into the castle, and then now you go into the factory. Like, come on, man. What is this game design, man? We're not evolving nothing from 2005. I'm telling you, PS2 games are literally the peak of gaming design, because they don't. After PS2, we moved on towards HD and making games 720p and 1080i and 1080p instead of making games actually good.
Yeah, it's all about resolution, graphics, all of that stuff, because it sells. Yeah.
Now it's just resolution. People want a 4K Switch. You will never see a 4K Switch in your life. Not now, at least. I'm telling you, man, these people. Oh my God, my heart, Michael.
I know.
I'm tired of these games.
I've been talking about it for 3 weeks.
Soulless. I mean, the only like you said, the only game that I'm looking forward to that might change the way gaming is perceived is GTA 6.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only game I see in the future that will actually change anything. Like, these games are not changing anything. They're not really doing nothing. And VR was doing something, but now these you got Facebook now, Metaverse, coming to the fucking market and saturate the game, or saturate VR with gallery shooters and mountain climbers. Like, come on, man, who the fuck want to climb mountains? You telling me you pay $550 for a PSVR 2 to climb mountains? Oh,
it's ridiculous. It really is.
It's ridiculous. Where gaming is going. Oh man, you make so many good points, Michael, and people just don't listen to you, and it's just so sad. People just excuse you as a hater and a troll. Or he's just a hater, he's a troll. But man, you make so many good points about where the industry is heading towards, and it's not even a joke. When you say these developers are lazy, they are.
They might very well be, huh?
They're literally buying assets from the store, the Unreal Engine store, and just plopping them into their game with no optimization whatsoever, like, and no accountability, just slap the game on the Steam store for $5 and make a bunch of money. And then
There you go.
rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and now you're going to have, once the AI gets more better, and they're going to have, you can already tell Chat GPT to
and that's
code
another
stuff.
Thing. Oh my God, AI! I guarantee you, if it's not doing it already,
Right.
like the GTA trilogy was created by AI. You see how soulless that game was.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're gonna. Oh, well, the AI is gonna get better.
Oh, yeah.
As humans get stupider, AI is gonna get smarter, and it's over.
Well, we're going to be dependent on AI.
Oh yeah, that's what.
So the human race is going to stop evolving and learning because they're going to be so dependent on.
You ever see that movie, Idiocracy?
No.
Oh man, check out that movie. That movie is basically it's like 500 years in the future, and basically Americans are just they're lazy. There's trash everywhere. There's like big red buttons to indicate everything because everybody's so stupid. Like,
Well, I might need that. I mean, holy shit, that sounds great.
yeah, and they have like a Costco the size of a state. Like,
Really?
It's crazy. It's a funny movie, but
Holy shit.
Oh my God, Michael, it's over, man. Gaming, man, and Resident Evil is it just highlights that just the AI in this game is ridiculously laughable. You can literally initiate a fight and just run backwards into the next room, and they will just literally stop chasing you. Where's the sense of urgency in this game? If you climb ladders, if you're in the village and the dogs trying to chase you, just climb a ladder. They'll run behind buildings.
Yeah, and before it makes no sense because before this remake came out, one of the highlights of the original was that the pacing was impeccable. And now that the remake has come out, people will argue. People will argue.
Horrible. You were right.
Yeah, and it ruins the pacing.
Is just, it does. It really does kill the pacing because you're literally just going in circles looking for two like stupid items. And it really it looks like the God of War section in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
That pointless fucking boat section where you just like where are we going with this? It was pointless in Village, and it's pointless in now. We don't need to ride boats in Resident Evil. We just want to shoot things and get our mission done. What is this fucking? Let's take a detour and play fucking Crocodile 100D in the caves. Come on, man. If they would have just combined the caves with the village in a way that made sense, that would have been better. You don't need that boat section. All you needed was for the boss, and that's it. Like that rest of the nah, man. It's just stupid. And that troll section in the castle is so dumb. Why the fuck?
Oh Lord.
It's just dumb. It's so stupid. And that fight in the Big Cheese fight is kind of stupid too. Like he's throwing these fucking logs of fire at you. Like, come on.
And he
man.
picks up the red barrels like conveniently. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, and he makes himself known. Oh, I'm a big man. So now, that indicates that he's picking up the red barrels. Come on, man. It's like, and there's yellow paint everywhere in this map. Like, I can't even tell. I don't even know what. Oh my God, they really made this game for TikTokers and Zoomers because they can't keep their mind on one thing for 5 seconds. They need to see big flashing red lights everywhere, and oh my God, it's over.
It really is. It really is. I'm not even joking. It really is.
And I'm telling you now, I'm setting this up right now. This is probably going to be the last best Resident Evil game that's come out. Like Resident Evil 9.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
Oh my God. And they saying they're bringing back old characters, so now they're just going to butcher. They're just going to butcher Jill. They're going to butcher Claire. They're going to butcher Chris. They already butchered Chris. They made Chris. I'm Chris. Ethan, no. Me is evil. I'm going to kill your wife. Come on, man. Like, so dumb. So dumb. Like, what happened to Resident Evil? I remember Resident Evil was was peak survival horror. Now we gotta depend on Konami to make survival horror games now. Like, oh my God, it's over.
It's over.
Man. And this voice acting is so lazy.
Oh, bro.
Ada.
Just the it's really bad. I'm not saying she deserves to get, heat for it, but like
she don't deserve.
No.
All that.
Because she was just doing a job. She's just doing a job,
She's doing her fucking job.
But it is in my opinion a pretty terrible performance.
Bad. It's just that I don't know. It's just something about I don't know what it is, but I just I understand where they were trying to go with. She was like a spy and shit.
Yeah.
So she's like you can't really trust her. You can type of tone,
right.
But I don't know. In Resident Evil 2 Remake, they did it way better, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But,
well, and they should have just kept the same actress. I don't know why they didn't.
I didn't even know it was a different voice actor.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. They maybe she wanted more money or something.
I don't know
Who knows?
why they do that. I don't know. They should just like how hard is it to keep one person as the voice actor? You could change their how they look and shit. I don't care, but just at least keep the voice actor the same. Like, it's not that hard to pay them. It's just that Capcom don't want to pay them. They know that the voice actors know the games are popular, so they're gonna at least want.
Exactly. It's like Nico Bellic. Nico Bellic complained about how he only made like 6 figures, and the game went on to make millions and millions of dollars. GTA 4, and that's why there was backlash between him and Rockstar, because it's like, well, wait a minute, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
They really get fucked over.
That's what I'm saying.
They
yeah.
Really get fucked over. They should like they need to get royalties and stuff. Like when the voice actor, you get a set amount of pay. And then whatever the game makes an amount of, if it's successful and shit.
Right. Yeah. I think that's how it is in Hollywood.
Yeah, and they need to do that in voice acting. I think it's for some people it does. It depends, but it depends on what.
The show super chatted SAR 7.99. Leon died in Afghanistan fighting the Taliban.
Yeah, but
skull.
They get fucked over real bad over there.
Skull.
But yeah, they should just, man, I don't know what. I could just imagine them changing Jill's voice actor too, just because they don't want to pay her again. So.
Right.
Who knows, man? I don't fucking know. Capcom is over, man. I don't. What is Capcom doing?
Well, they're doing something right, because it's working and everyone thinks it's the best game ever, and it's sold pretty well already. I think it sold already 4 million copies within 2 weeks. So
to be honest, the game it's not a bad game.
Right. Yeah, I said it's a 7 out of 10.
It's a good action game.
Yeah.
But it's not a good Resident Evil game in my opinion, because like you said, back in the day when Resident Evil 4 came out, I've been playing Resident Evil for over a ton of years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first game I played was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, when I was like 5 years old, and that was the game that really sparked my love for Resident Evil. And then I played 1, and then I played 2, and then I played Code Veronica, and then I didn't get to play Outbreak until years later. So, and then I played 4, and then I played 4. I realized that it's a good game, but it's an action game. Like it's not Resident Evil. It's like a I would say it's like a side game. Like one of those side games, like Operation Raccoon City, more so than a real Resident Evil game.
Right. Yeah. Spinoff.
It just put more budget into it. Well, at least they revolutionized back then with the third-person camera. With the new remake, they really didn't add much. They just added the fucking parry system. But I'm telling you, I'm playing on a Steam Deck. And I'm not even using that fucking parry shit. You don't need to. I'm playing on hardcore too. 30 frames. You don't need to use that fucking parry shit. That shit is a gimmick. They only make it used for that one fight with Krauser, and that's pretty much it. You don't really need to use it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm seeing too. A lot of OG RE4 players who played the original don't play like that because it's not in the original game.
Yeah, and it makes the game easier in my opinion if you just fucking block and everything. Like, in my opinion, it's more satisfying to like use Leon's movement to duck the enemies. Like grabs and stuff. That's to me is more.
Well, here's the thing with this game that I don't understand, and most people aren't talking about it like this, but in this game, if you don't have the laser equipped on your gun, you have to wait for the reticle to shrink. So you basically kind of have to stand still, which kind of defeats the purpose of this whole movement gimmick and that sort of thing. It's kind of odd, actually.
To be honest, I just hate the fact that you can even upgrade these weapons. Why the fuck do I have to upgrade these weapons? Just like give them this. I liked the originals how they had a base set fucking damage, and you can attach fucking attachments to it and to make it better. You know, not like go to the merchant and upgrade my power. And then that's another thing with this game. The guns don't really feel like they do enough.
Oh,
because that's the thing. They nerf the guns to make this arbitrary upgrade system. Like when you upgrade the gun to the max, that's how the gun normally should work. But they went into the code and cut it down into sections to make this arbitrary upgrade system. Like that doesn't make no sense. And that was the same shit in Village. In the original RE4, it felt way better, the upgrade system. Now in this one, it just feels like it's arbitrary and it's just there for smoke and mirrors.
yeah, it feels artificial.
And now that they put the fucking, now you gotta buy unlimited ammo with like. My thing is, do you get the unlimited ammo for free or?
You got to get the bunny ears, I believe. The bunny ears.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Like, the game confuses me because in so many ways, it's like they took steps backwards. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just, the castle seems much more smaller.
Oh, yeah, way more condensed.
Like you're going through, like small rooms, and
yeah,
it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the theme. That's the theme of the whole game.
When you're going into the castle, it's like this place you can go into, but it's really linear when you go inside and shit.
Yeah, it does feel more linear than the original, which is weird because the original is pretty linear as well. But
yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of issues with this game, but for the most part, I am enjoying myself, and I did get my money's worth. Like,
right.
The game is pretty long compared to the RE2 and RE3 remakes, but in my opinion, I like those more because those are way more replayable. Yeah, they're shorter, but this game, like, to me, it's going to be harder for me to keep replaying this game because it's like such a 12 hours to do. You got to do all this mundane shit. But for me personally, that's not. I don't like to play Resident Evil games like that. Like this long story, driven out game. Like that's how the originals were. The originals were short and sweet, so you could replay them over and over again with different guns and shit like that. But in this one, I mean, you can do that in this one, but it's a longer, drawn-out experience, which is okay for people who want that. Like, that's okay. But it's like the original Resident Evil games weren't like this. They were very short and sweet. I mean, I think the longest one out of the originals was Code Veronica. And people hate Code Veronica. Most people hate Code Veronica because it's long.
Yeah.
And people don't really like that second part with Chris. So, I don't know. If they do a fucking Code Veronica remake, it's going to be butchered. It's definitely going to be butchered. They definitely going to nerf that spider fight. This is like, and that's my favorite out of the originals. I'll say that. Code Veronica 3, 2, and 1 are my favorite out of the originals. But out of the remakes, I'm going to say 2 is my favorite. This one, 4, 3, 7, and Village is the last one. Village is Village should just be burned to death because Village is just a waste of money and just time and effort. Capcom should have never made. They just really just took fucking the concept of 4 and just changed the enemy to for the castle into a small dude into a big titty lady vampire. Like that's all they did, and that's all they really did with fucking Village. Oh my god, I hate Village so bad. And I could just imagine Resident Evil 9 being just I don't know what they're talking about, putting like cryptids in it. I don't know. So it's going to be bad, and hopefully GTA 6 saves. Hopefully Silent Hill 2 is good. You know, despite people giving it hell for the studio being Bluebird Team. You know, I think I got faith in them because the medium was pretty. It was pretty. They was doing something different. At least they doing something different. You could play the game in two, like they was rendering 2 different screens on one screen. So that's kind of, you know, that was kind of unique. It might not have hit. It might not have been, you know, like a hit. But I think, in my opinion, that at least they're offering something different compared to these like just cookie cutter, you know.
Right. Yeah.
2005 game design, you know. I'm just expecting a little bit more, you know. Playing these games for 20 years, these newer Zoomer kids don't know, you know. They're just coming in here like, hey, this game is cool. I've seen the guy on Fortnite, so now I want to play the game. And oh wow, it's so fun. 10 out of 10. Like, come on, man. When you play these games, when you sit down and look at these games for what it is, you will soon realize that they're nothing but just generic games. Like, they're very generic in their structure. Like, they haven't evolved gaming in the last, I don't know. Like, and they're evolving gaming, but in the worst ways by introducing mechanics like fucking battle passes, season passes, and now they're gonna put NFTs, and now they're gonna fucking make you buy your fucking game through a fucking blockchain now, so you won't own the game anymore.
Well, you already don't own half the games. The digital games you don't own either. So I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, at least you're one of the people that are spreading the good faith that, you know, like, you should keep disc. Like,
yeah,
you should have disc. If you love a game, you should have the disc.
Yeah.
So, you know, just to have it preserved.
Yeah, if you have an option to get the disc version.
These games could just any day just get cut off.
Yeah.
And what happens when Xbox or PlayStation or Sony servers cut off? You can't play your games.
Yeah.
We're heading to a digital age, man.
Oh yeah, and everyone's adopted it. You know, they've already embraced it, so it's here to stay.
Yeah, they already.
I mean, there's rumor that there's going to be a new PS5 edition without the disc drive coming within the next year or so. So, like that's going to be the standard edition going forward. Like, there's not going to be a disc drive option.
Yeah, now they're going to add it as an accessory now.
Right. Yep.
Just like our PC gaming hasn't, like, I don't have a fucking disc tray on my PC, and I don't even sell cases now like that. You have to go out your way to find cases like that, and it's really not, because that takes up a lot of space too.
Well, back in the day on PC, you would buy the disc at the, you know, store, and you would have the game on the disc. You know, it wasn't just an installation key. Now they don't even put discs out, and you own everything digitally, and Steam is, you know, the leader on PC gaming. So.
Yeah. Well, at least GOG gives you the option.
Yeah.
DRM.
Yep. That's where I bought Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I got all my classic games on there, like Diablo and all that shit on there. That's a good thing if you want to preserve your games.
Yep.
But yeah, let me let you go, Michael. I was ranting about fucking.
It's all good, man. Hell yeah.
Bullshit. All right, Michael. Keep it safe.
Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate you. Take care.
You too, man.
Thanks for calling in. Alrighty, folks, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we are talking about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 4. And in my opinion, and a few other people's opinions, how it's not a masterpiece. I initially gave the game a 7 out of 10, but if you compare it to the original, we drop it down to a 4 out of 10 because it just isn't all it's cracked up to be. And the shills are crazy with this game. We've never seen it like this before. The shills are absolutely insane with this game, and they won't let up. The shills will not let up, and they won't say, well, Michael, maybe you are right about this. But it's going to be funny when the Chromecast video comes out and the narrative quietly changes, because that's what's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, I'll be very surprised, because you look at what they've done to this thing, and it's just, I mean, no one has talked about all of the cut content. Like, I don't think there's a video showcasing all of the cut content. And people chalk it up as, oh, it's a remake, and it's not supposed to be a one-to-one remaster. And it's like, I understand that. But the criticism stemming from Resident Evil 3 Remake and how different it was, I'm just so tired of talking about this. I am just so, I cannot wait until Dead Island 2. For the love of God. Just so we can move on to something fresh and new. Because, you know, no one in here listens. They're not going to budge. We're just out here. I don't know what we're doing. But it is what it is. Chromecast stopped making videos months ago. He literally confirmed that he's making... I'm not even going to explain it. I'm not even going to explain it because you're not going to believe me anyway. Not going to explain it. Imagine if RE4 is their new style. RE5 is their new style. Well, we'll see. Chromecast doesn't make vids anymore. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Cobain, let me ask you this. Were you surprised when he put out his review and he said it was pretty good? He just put it up yesterday, I believe. He put up his review and he said it was pretty good. Were you surprised, Cobain? I watched a little bit of it, and it kind of felt like he wanted to say it wasn't as great as the original, but, you know, eventually it's just exhausting. It's like battling the Star Wars fans. You know what I mean? Yep, we're still talking about this game like everyone else is. I'm not sure how you are surprised by that. Let me guess. You made the account yesterday. 3 weeks later, you are still talking about it. Come on, mate. You can stop playing it rent-free. Your time, free time, plus all you care about. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Did Cobain... Cobain, what did you think about his review? Because I know you're a mod on this channel. What did you think about his review? What did you think about his review? We've already played the new Mercenaries mode. You guys got to click the notification bell when you want to see what class potentially play this game or some other game. So that way you'll get notifications. We played this game... Well, we played Mercenaries last night, but we're not playing this game. Like, I don't need to play it again. I've had it for 3 weeks, more than most, longer than most. You guys had it for about 2 weeks now. Most of you, anyway. I had it for 3 weeks straight. I'm bored of it. I've already seen what it has to offer. I don't care about unlocking things. I don't care about Mercenaries mode. I don't really... the only way they can really reel me back in is the DLC, but that isn't probably coming out until sometime next year. But even that's going to be probably terrible. So it's like, well, why should we care about this at this point, you know? He went easy on the game. Yeah, I mean, I thought he went a little too easy on the game, but maybe he's just tired of Because it is exhausting. Maybe he's just tired of that. IGN upset Dead Island 2 isn't open world. I think it's a benefit. Not every game has to be open world. But we'll see. But that is the next game that we're going to cover. No, we are stepping outside of the RE4 stuff, so we will be covering Dead Island 2. That is the next game we're going to cover, Dead Island 2. What is so special about this game? What is it, a masterpiece? Can someone with a brain explain it to me? I really don't get it. I don't know. And I don't think the people that call it a masterpiece get it either. I think they're just in the honeymoon phase. It's brand new and it's shiny. You want to call in? You want to call in, Pound Sand? You want to call in and debate again? You want to call in, Pound Sand? I'm going to go 12 rounds again. 12 rounds of the boxing ring. Here we go. You've changed your mind on the remake. No, I don't believe it, bro. You're trolling now. You probably haven't even played the game. You're trolling, dude. You're trolling. All right, let's continue to take your calls here. I forgot to look. It doesn't ring until I look over there. Hello, you're on the air. 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 She doesn't love that I know and that I can tell you. She doesn't love that I know and that I can tell you. She doesn't love you. Loserville. Can't even tell what he's saying. Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, you're on the air.
This is Pound
No. What?
This is Pound Sand.
Oh, here we go. Let's go. Hey, what is going on? You said you changed your mind. What happened?
Listen, since I talked, I put a few playthroughs in of the remake.
Oh, that's a bunch of baloney, bro.
2 playthroughs.
2 playthroughs since you last called in yesterday? Come on.
I didn't call in yesterday. It was the day before.
Well, I don't remember. I mean, it's a blur.
Yeah. So I put in 2 playthroughs, and I played a little bit of the original, and as I was playing and I kind of put my bias aside, I realized the holes in the remake.
Really?
And let's just say you were kind of right all along about most things, but still a few you're off.
Well, what have you now noticed with this remake here, and what changed your mind?
Well, first thing, I realized that the original's not woke. If anything, the remake is. It's not blatantly woke, but it has the woke undertones. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's got woke themes, yeah.
Yeah, the undertones. It's not like blatantly woke, like they don't say. Yeah, it's the undertones. And you know, I was sitting there and I was seeing it. It was a shield fest, and I was kind of a part of it. I seen that was the problem.
No.
And everyone's giving it a 10 out of 10. You got that dude Spear Hunter giving it a 10, and it's like. And I see what's going on. They're just all shilling. They're paid. And I'm like, all right, I'm not paid. Why am I going to keep saying it's a good game? And I'm actually going to look for what it is. And when I took it all in and I, spot by spot, identified every room and tried to think about what the room was in the original, it didn't match up. In fact, the castle's a whole new place. It doesn't match anything. It's unidentifiable.
Bro, you're trolling. I told you that 3 days ago whenever you last called into the show, and you didn't agree.
That's what I'm saying. Ever since then, I put in some work on some playthroughs, and I realized that you were right.
Okay. So how was I right? How was I right?
First of all, the castle, what I just said, you were right. It's unidentifiable. I could maybe identify like 2-3 rooms, water room, and now it's blood room, but that's about it. The main hall is completely different. It's unidentifiable. The way you fight the Garrador, completely unidentifiable. It's just a different game. It's not a remake. They might as well have called that Resident Evil 9. Just shipped it like that.
Bro, you're trolling, dude.
I'm not trolling.
Well, I mean, you're right. And I tried telling people that. I said the castle is totally different, but no one wanted to listen. I'm like, no, it's not, Michael. Look at this content that they've replaced it with. And it's like they didn't replace it directly with anything new because it's just all different, like you're saying.
Yeah, the castle especially. I mean, overall, I still think the village was a bit of an improvement besides the ski lift. But other than that, the village kind of is just a improvement. But so the way I look at it is the village is just better. The castle is completely different, and the island, what defines the island is it's identical except cut. They cut half the island and just put it out the same exact thing.
Really?
Dude, the layout is like almost exact in the island except cut rooms. Like they combined the 2 surveillance rooms. There used to be 2, but they combined them into 1, but the layout's still exact. So the layout's exact except they cut a room out, and they didn't just cut a room, they cut like 10 rooms. The whole island's completely cut. U3 especially.
Yeah, well, you got the garbage, the crane segment in the original, that's gone too.
It's gone, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's right before the surveillance room. They cut that and the surveillance room out. Or the button room.
Well, I thought you said these changes were improvements.
I was blinded.
No, dude, you're trolling, bro.
I'm not trolling. It's trash. You could go check my PlayStation account. I literally have on it saying RE4 OG is the best game of all time. When I sat there and played it, I realized.
Hello?
Oh, the Mercenaries made me realize it the most.
Yeah. Yeah, you get 3 maps and 4 characters.
No, not only do you get, so they cut a character, Ada, and Wesker. They cut both Ada and Wesker, but then you got these shills saying, well, they added Lewis. But, okay, we're still down 1 character, though, even if he's a new character. And then on top of that, not only are we down 1 character, we're down 1 map. It's missing the Waterworld map. It only has the 3 maps from the game. And you can't even get me started on how you can unlock the hand cannon in Mercenaries. Like, I earned that on my professional no-item S+ run, and now these kids could earn that from playing Mercenaries, then earning infinite ammo on it from buying the pay-to-win exclusive upgrades. They ruined the game.
There's no way, bro. I thought you said these changes were improvements and how they didn't cut any content out and how U3 was not cut and how, the original Resident Evil 4 was woke. What happened?
Well, I put a playthrough in again, or 2 playthroughs technically.
No, there's no way, bro. In 2 days?
Yeah, I beat it in 4 hours, one of the playthroughs, and the other one I ran through with an RPG. It took me like 3. It's not long. And that's my other problem, too. The game's much shorter.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
shorter than what?
It's gotta be. The original, it's all cut. Of course, it's shorter, and the combat's a bit easier.
Well,
now,
you said they've added. You said what about? Well, they've added stuff. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they added what? No, they didn't add. They literally just grabbed and then changed it a bit. They didn't add. They're like the only
No. You called in for weeks, bro, saying that they've added stuff and how I was wrong, and you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, they didn't add it. They just changed it from the original. It's not additions. It's just copy and pasting and slightly putting a paintbrush over it. The only thing they added that's completely new is running from the giant when he's throwing the rocks at you. That's the only new thing.
Well, then
everything else is a copy.
Yeah, and with the giant, in the original, with the giant, it shows the giant coming out and he's destroying all the villagers, and they cut all of that. That whole cutscene's gone.
Yeah. So they're not even cutting the game; they're cutting cutscenes too. But no, I'm talking about the giant at the castle where you have to dodge the rocks he's throwing at you. That's a completely new segment.
Right.
It takes away from the desert mine section. You know what I mean? So it's not extra content. It just changed it to some.
It's basically it's a substitute for the cut content, is what it is essentially.
Yeah, and it's a subpar substitute at best. It's trash. It's not even a boss fight.
Yeah, you basically run to the cannon. You have to raise the cannon, then you shoot the cannon, and the thing dies, and then you go to the next part.
Yeah, it's boring. I mean, if you have an RPG, you could just hit him once with the RPG too. It's like it promotes New Game Plus infinite weapons. I've seen the flaws.
So would you lower the rating? Would you say?
All right, so my original rating of RE4 original was like around a 3 out of 10.
Whoa, okay. What?
No, so no, that changed. It's now a 10 out of 10.
No.
I took off those glasses. I could explain why the OG is the best game of all time. But the remake, I had that marked at a solid 10 out of 10. Now it's probably tanked 6.5.
Damn.
It's not a good game.
Okay, there's no way. Are you being that serious right now, bro? You're trolling.
I'm serious. The hand cannon, like the whole hand cannon thing, that's what gets me too. Because I earned that. I earned the S+ with no bonus weapons, and they're just handing out this hand cannon. Not only do you not need an S++ as every character on every map for the hand cannon, you could just get an S as one character on each map. So not an S++, and not even an S as every character, just one character with an S that's your hand cannon. They ruined it.
Well, I told you guys they destroyed a classic.
Not only did they destroy a classic, but they destroyed a decent remake. Well, it was bad. It was a 7, but the 6.5 comes from, the hand cannon. There's no reward for doing Mercenaries if you already did everything. I got an S++ as every character on every map in about 3 hours. It dropped at 12:20 my time. 3:20 I had all S++, and I'm sitting there hoping I'm going to get the PRL, plug removal laser, that weird gun from the original.
Yeah.
They don't even give you that. You get no reward. Nothing. S++, every map, every character, nothing.
So it's a pointless mode.
It's a pointless mode. There you go. The original, that's the only way to get the hand cannon. You had every character on every map 5-star, and there's 4 maps. And there's one more character, and that was the hand cannon, and then you were able to buy the hand cannon. Now, you get the hand cannon in the main game. It's optional, and you don't even have to do everything in Mercenaries anyway. They ruined it. And don't even get me started. You said it. That Salazar boss fight that you said, just like RE3 Remake, right?
Yeah.
I found out you don't even have to shoot that. It's time-based. You don't even have to shoot that final
No
stage.
way.
You just have to wait. You just have to wait for the RPG. Yeah, you don't even have to shoot that. It's not even a boss.
Oh
It's not a boss.
God.
It's a cutscene.
Gene Bob super chatted $4.99.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I still disagree with you on most things like the Dead Space remake, but the 4 remake, you were right all along.
Dead Space Remake?
Yeah, I'm saying I agree with you on the 4 remake, but there's still stuff I don't, like the Dead Space remake. That's clearly a 10 out of 10.
How is that a 10 out of 10, bro? How is that a 10 out of 10? The Dead Space Remake, bro? It's a $70 snooze.
It's the same as the original with just additional content.
But why did they make it?
Because it's an enhanced original?
But is that really necessary?
Yeah, remasters happen all the time.
I thought they cut content out in the remake. Dead Space Remake.
The Dead Space remake, they didn't cut anything. What did they cut?
I don't know.
Nothing. But
Really?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that because I understand, that's been dried out. It's gone, and no one's talking about the game anymore. It's dead, but it's still a good game.
Well, yeah, I played all the way through it, and I thought, well, I guess it's cool, but...
Yeah, like, were you falling asleep playing through it?
Kind of, yeah.
Super chatted £2.
Oh, you were, okay.
Well, I fall asleep with every game, you know what I mean? It's work, so...
Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, I seen you playing Fallout 3 yesterday, yeah.
Oh, you were watching last night? Yeah, Fallout 3, we were playing that. We were playing...
Yeah, you got jump scared by the mole rat, yeah.
Yeah, and I turned it off. I said, that's trash. It's going to jump scare me like that, sad.
It gave woke vibes, but yeah, I feel you.
So, I mean, I can't believe it. You're calling in and you're saying that it's maybe not as good as it was once cracked up to be.
No, the honeymoon phase is over, and I realized that.
No, what do you mean, bro? Well, you were hyping up the DLC. You were hyping up the DLC and saying U3 is going to be in the DLC. The data miners confirmed it. What happened to all of that? You're not... Where's the energy? What happened?
So what happened with that is I realized when I did it, my 2 playthroughs of the remake, I seen the woke undertones, And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, you're going to be playing as Ada, and even the original Separate Ways had slight woke undertones, but the original is not woke. It's not woke. Definitely not.
Wait, you said the original was woke. You said the original was woke.
Yeah, no, yeah, I told you I changed my mind on that. It's based, if anything, and I could explain that, but yeah, it's based, if anything, but this remake with these undertones, I think they're going to go full out. There's going to be, you already got the blue hair as Ashley and all that, but in the DLC, it's going to go all out. It's going to be, I don't need no man, and then Ada saving Leon. They're going to do what they did with the 2 remake and make Leon a little, soy. You know what I mean? That's
right.
What's going to happen with this DLC. Well, they butchered Leon in the 2 remake. 2 original, he was manly. He took the lead. 2 remake, he was a baby. And 4.
Well, hold on. For the Resident Evil 2 remake, he's a rookie on the first day on the job, right?
Yeah, he was in the original though also, and he saves Ada 3 times before she even saves him once. But in the remake, she saves him 5 times, and he finally redeems himself when he jumps in front of that bullet. But it's too late. She already saved him 4 or 5 times, and she's holding him by a leash. Yeah.
So it's woke.
Yes. Well, not blatantly woke, but to make a strong male character weak in a remake, I think there's some woke intentions there.
I'd agree. Yeah. Wow, I didn't. Well, yeah.
I think they had the Spear Hunter come in and help with the development. That's what had to happen, or the storyline, something like that. But yeah, for a remake, as I was saying, is that DLC. I could tell it's just going to be blatant woke, and say what you want about politics. That who cares? Who cares? You're just being overly sensitive. People could say that, but it's I don't want things jammed down my throat. I just want to play a game and have fun.
Yeah, and they put COVID masks in this remake here.
Yeah, and I said the other time, what's wrong with that? Just promoting safety. Then I did a little political research, and I'm like, what's a mask? I'm not going to, get you,
right.
But yeah, what's a mask? You know what I mean? It's a yeah, you get it. Yeah, it's come on.
It just seems unnecessary, to be totally frank. If it didn't,
Yeah, and it's well past the time too. It's 2023 now. That's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my opinion on the 4 remake. And 4 original, as I said, was woke. It's not, because I watched the cutscenes. The whole Leon thing, following the ladies' lead just isn't my style. Shinji Mikami is based.
Well, he's playing through the remake right now. Did you see he's posting his progress on Twitter? And I'm curious to see what he's going to say.
And the sad part is, they have his pockets. He's, like you said, he's not going to burn bridges.
Well, he'd be dumb too. I mean.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Crowcat puts out that video. I was saying when he puts that out, we all got to unsubscribe. But, I just rewatched this Cyberpunk video actually today, and I'm like, seeing something on that quality for the 4 remake would be detrimental. It's like you said, it's going to flip the script. Everyone's going to realize.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and I don't want you thinking, I'm just hopping on the bandwagon, with the obvious threat of Crowcat. I'm not doing that. I did the playthroughs. I think I've earned the right to hop on this new train.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you played through it, and now you said you've changed your mind, and now you're waking up and you're saying, well, wait a minute, maybe this isn't the masterpiece that you once thought it was.
Yeah, it's not. It's clearly not. It's it's 6.5. I'd say 7. 6.5 is more so a personal thing for the.
I think it's a perfect GameFly game. Rented on Game. I mean, I don't know if that's a thing really, but I guess it still is. But Redbox, GameFly, rented for a few days, played through a few days, and then that's basically it. I mean, Blockbuster kind of type game where you rented for a weekend or some shit, played, and then you're done with it. I mean.
You could probably get 2 playthroughs in and not be bored yet. I go for the platinum trophy of every game I play 100%. I'm looking more at 4 or 5 playthroughs. But if you're just a casual gamer, 1 playthrough's good. You could probably fit in 2 without being bored. New Game Plus, it does promote, fun progression system in a way. Not nearly as much as the original, besides the fact that you could store weapons. But yeah, it's just not. It's just that.
So when you say the island, what about the island? I mean, you said that's severely cut too.
What's not cut on the island? You know what I mean? They, they didn't really cut. It feels like they cut more than they did, mainly because you had 3 things in a row. You had the Krauser fight, then you had the laser room, then the U3 section, right?
Right.
So those are 3 things in a row that the island's missing. Sure, they didn't cut the Krauser fight, they moved it to the castle, but it still feels way too short because now you're missing 3 things in a row. You're missing the Krauser segment, then you're missing the laser room, and then U3, all back-to-back, gone, what you were expecting in the original. The island, to me, like, I know it probably takes like an hour and a half or something, but, you know, like knowing the game. But to me, it feels like it's 20 minutes. It just goes by. Like, I'm like, oh, I just started the island, then I'm over with it before I know it. There's no content to be seen at the island. Nothing.
Is it really that bad? Because I don't remember the island too much.
Well, yeah, like I said, you remember in the original back-to-back, it was Krauser, Laser Room, U3.
Right.
They moved Krauser, they removed Laser.
Well, hold on. Where is that underground desert area? Is that in the castle? I forgot.
Gone. Yeah, they scrapped that. That was in the castle.
Well,
yeah,
and the area before you go down in the well or whatever, were the merchants up there? Yeah. When you go into the underground desert, like there's an area above.
Oh yeah, above the campfire.
Yeah.
Campfire right after the 3rd time you fight the Novista.
The whole game is cut, dude.
Yeah, the whole mine is cut. So the mine back then, you had the chainsaw guy where you had to blow up the rock, then the double giant fight. Those are still both in there. But after that double giant fight, you had no Vista doors for the 3rd time. Those are cut. Then after that, you have the whole campsite. That's cut. Then you have the whole desert area. That's cut. So that's 3 things also cut in a row, just like the island. It's the game. You may as well Resident Evil 4 Cut Edition. Why is it called a remake? Like, it's a remake.
No, dude, you're trolling now, bro.
I'm not trolling. I just pointed out the 3 things. That's 3 things in the island back-to-back gone. Now 3 things in the castle back-to-back gone. And I'm realizing, see, I don't even think it's as bad. I think right now, live, I'm lowering my score to a 6 because I just realized the castle part. The island I already knew, but I just pieced that island part together when you mentioned the campfire. It's a 6. It's a solid 6. It's not moving up. It could probably even move down when this DLC drops. It's going to be trash. It's going to be a 5-chapter thing like that before. It's going to take like 3 hours. It's going to be nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and there's more stuff that's cut too. I just can't remember. I mean, it's really small stuff, but it's like, wow, that castle. I mean,
okay, right after Del Lago, that big the waterfall where you have to shoot the 3 wooden crates.
Yep, cut.
Yeah, I mean, I know. If I would think about it, I could think of literally everything cut, and now the more I'm thinking, it's more and more and more, and it's coming to me, and I feel this 6 already going down to a 5. It's crazy.
Okay, there's no way you're not trolling, dude.
I mean, if saying what I'm saying would be pretty bad for my side. I just pointed out something that no one really thought of.
Well, what about the cable cars in the village? We know that's cut, obviously, but is there smaller stuff that we're missing? Because it seems like there might be.
3 boxes that I just said.
Right? Yeah. Well, yeah. That part.
Yep.
Well, plus you don't have a choice anymore between the giant or the chainsaw sisters, and I think you called in and you said that was streamlined. You were saying that when you go in the cabin with Luis and you fight all the monsters that come in, after that you don't get a choice anymore between the chainsaw sisters and the Algante.
Yeah. Oh, I think I was defending it, but yeah,
right.
You're right. Yeah, you don't get it. There is no Gigante there now. It's just like 5 enemies.
Right, and one of the reviewers said that was better because it made the initial boss fight more memorable.
In a way, I kind of get it. Like I feel like in the original they did use El Gigante a bit too much. He should have been a bit more unique. But you can't just say that for the remake and replace it for nothing. You got to give us something else. Then you can't just give us 5 enemies in one.
Yeah, they could have made a whole new enemy instead.
Yeah, I mean, And people will defend it. You know, people like these shills. They'll say, well, they did replace it. They put a Minotaur there. But those Minotaur dudes are everywhere. And it's him and 4 dudes. That's all there is in that area, right where the giant would be. It's like a skinny hallway. It takes like 13 seconds to run through it. You don't even have to kill them. You could run by. You could throw a flashbang and you're good to leave with Ashley. There's nothing there. Then the Bella sisters, what, you fight like 5 guys? Back then, that was a whole, like, war. That was a war. Now it's like 5 enemies. They made it easy. It's modern gaming. It's yellow paint. It's stuff like that. It's woke undertones.
And the big cheese, you know, they don't call them the big cheese anymore. And all of that, you know, we can talk about the cut dialogue and how they put the old
That's too cool.
What was that?
That's too cool to say.
Yeah. Well, with the woke themes, I mean, you can't have any of that in there. Anything that's suggestive dialogue, you have to scrap that, cut that. You know, they don't want to alienate anyone, piss off anyone.
Yeah, Leon can't even mention Huntington's age anymore. And then in the end, what was the end? I found myself cringing rewatching that. Huntington going like, "Are you there? Are you there?" And she's like, I don't even know what she's doing. She's like, come in. Anyone answering? And it felt like a teenage girl. I was like, yo, what am I watching? You know, what is this? You remember the end with Huntington? What was that? My face was red.
You're talking about the remake?
Yeah, right at the end. Yeah.
Oh, where it shows you the score. It shows you the score on her computer screen.
Well, right before that, she's like, "Come in, Leon. You there? You guys make it out? Hello, come in, because you know how they lost radio connection." So she's like talking like an idiot, like she's like some secret agent, like probably like some Secret Service type stuff.
Right.
And she's sitting there like, "Hello." It's kid humor. That's what it is.
Well, I mean,
this is. If you look at her,
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then you look at her sticky note on the computer. It says something cringe, like get lunch, and it's like a smiley face or something like very feminine and woke undertones. If you look at that final result screen, look at her sticky note. It's like, who thought of this? It's children writing this. It's these, you know, these angry feminists coming in writing our story that we know, a 2005 classic. 2023, of course it's not going to be good. What did we expect? Oh, I expected wrong. I thought it was a masterpiece for the longest time, and now I'm realizing.
Well, and that section, so when you defeat the big cheese, Mendez, his eyeball comes out, and now you can just sell it to the merchant. In the original, it was a part of the story, and you had to get that eyeball in order to progress to the castle. So they cut that part out,
yeah,
but... And then the part after that, where the truck, you know, they come down, the villagers for the last kind of like, boom, falastello!
Yeah, and the truck, and then they all come up behind you running, and then you run to the castle. Now there's no sense of urgency going into that castle. It's like, okay, you see these angry zealots, like they're creepy, they're doing some rituals. I'm leaving that castle if I'm Leon, but in the original he couldn't. He was forced to run through the catapults.
Holy
shit! Behind them was a bridge that was pulled up because they were getting chased.
Well,
now there's no urgency.
Well. I mean, I think they do still pull up the bridge, right? In the remake.
If they do, there's no point.
Oh my God! Dude. Now that, oh my God, it makes you're right, because the villagers were pushing Leon to the castle. There was a sense of urgency, and then he gets basically, trapped in the castle. In this, there's nothing. You go from the slaughterhouse to the castle, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's it. And then same with oh my God, what part? Why would he, even fighting the big cheese, there's no point. Leon is, it's the only path. Like, you can't step over a couple trees. Like, the game forces you in the original to get his eye as a key, so you had to go in there. In this, there is no reason to go in there. You just go around it, but lazy linear game design, I mean, besides the legs, that's not lazy linear, but, like, it's like the original Resident Evils, and I don't blame them for it, but it will be like, you need to get a crane or something to move a box that you could clearly just climb over. It's like a little cringy, but back then it made sense. But this is 2023. Now you're going in this random creepy hut just because, it's the path to the castle. Like, I don't know, forest exists, go through the trees. Like, I don't get it. There's what you said with the yellow paint, that little puzzle in the cave section. There's like, it's all just Leon bumbling around doing like idiotic things. He's incapable. Why are you trapping yourself in this castle? He raises the bridge still if you try to look back after that cutscene. The bridge, you can't go back to the village. Why? You can't. You get what I'm saying. I'm just going to keep going on. You get it, yeah.
Maybe I don't. Wait. You're saying Leon tries to go back?
No, I'm saying after you get to the castle, if you look back, the bridge is up. But maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe they did get chased. Maybe I just don't remember because it's so trash. But if you look back, you can't go back to the village as soon as you reach the castle because the bridge is raised up.
But
I swear, I don't remember them getting chased.
You're talking about the remake or the...
Yeah, remake.
Okay, yeah, but you can't go back to the village in the original either. After you get to the...
No, but my point is, in the original, yeah, you can't because you raised the bridge because you were getting chased.
Oh, hold on. You're saying Leon raises the bridge in the original because the... Oh, my God. Oh, no.
What?
I mean, it makes no sense in the remake then.
Yeah, unless he does get chased, but I swear, they
No.
don't get chased. I don't remember.
No, the bridge just comes up, I believe, in the remake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just comes up. It makes no sense. This is what I mean. It's sinking down to a 5 the more I talk.
I mean, it's just they threw it together. It's just like, here are the... It's like a greatest hits of RE4 with, like, no thought put into it.
Yeah, they got the original RE4. They got a little bit of glue and a paintbrush. That's all they did. They just glued it back together and put a little paint on it. It's nothing. It's flopped.
Someone said something about a fish tank being cut. I don't even know what they're talking about. But do you remember any?
Tank.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, like maybe right after, like right before the chief's house where he starts choking Leon, there's that little fishing spot. You jump down, you know, where you come up from the well. If you go down there, you could jump down. There's some fish there. That's not in the remake. That's probably what he's talking about, the little square fishing spot.
Where would that be? I don't even know where that's at. Where's that at? You're talking about the lake boss fight or no?
You know the factory?
Factory.
All right, you know the spinning ball that you were having trouble with on the remake? You were like,
yeah.
You know, taking an hour?
No.
The spinning ball in the original. You remember the spinning ball in the original?
Yeah.
Right before there, that well, if you jump down that well, you could jump down again and kill the fish there.
You can jump down a well in the original?
Well, in the original, you come up the well, yeah. But before you go up, you could jump down, and there's fish. Right before you spin that ball in the original. Right
That's just more cut content, I suppose. I mean,
yeah, you can't fish down there now. Now you could like fish in the castle at this weird like gazebo-looking thing or something, like right by the merchant, right by the maze. It's stupid.
Now,
it's
someone in here is arguing that there is a cable car, and you know, in the remake, and that's where you go from one section of the castle to go to the Salazar stuff.
I mean, are we calling it a cable car? What do you mean? It's just a quick ride. There's no combat there. It's just a cutscene again. If you're arguing that makes no sense. Back then, you had to hold off enemies while on that and dodge their axes and shoot them before they jumped on. Now,
well, they said that was not needed and it was redundant and there wasn't, you know, you just kind of sat there and.
See, but yeah, that's dumb because look what it did to build the story. Like these people want Ashley so bad, they're jumping onto your thing, floating like what looks like 1,000 feet. It's an abyss below you, but really there's ground there. It's just an old game. It shows how it makes them scary. It's scary. Like you're on a cart and these dudes are like jumping on it and banging and it's creepy. But no, you don't need that now because instead you need what you say, the gothic horror with the blood everywhere. Oh, look, a dead animal. Look how scary the game is. That's what they'd rather do then instead of the subtle horror. It's wide open, blood everywhere. These dudes with a pig or goat head.
Well, in the original, when you get done with that cable car segment, there's another little cave section to the left that has, I think, a treasure in it and stuff like that, and that's all gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. What they did there is they replaced it with the forest altar where you save Lewis in the basement. That forest altar where you could find the 2 hikers, that's what they replaced that with because that's the sacrifice stone is there. Because as soon as you open up the remake, you see that girl get killed. In the original, Ada almost gets sacrificed there in Separate Ways DLC. Then you have to do like a quick time event. So they just replaced that with that forest altar spot. But guess what? That forest altar spot has no enemies. So it's really not replaced. It's just cut.
And the sewer area from the castle where you fight the invisible bugs, that's not in there.
The first, yep, no Vista Doors 1, yep, yeah, but, the funny part is it's cut, but the name of the Platinum Trophy is a reference to that part.
That's what I'm saying, Yeah, all they have references to the old game, even the old dialogue as trophies and shit like that. I thought that was a spit in the face of the OG fans, like, hey, yeah, we have it in here, but it's just, it's holy shit.
Yeah, we don't care about you. That's what they're saying. Yeah, the Platinum Trophy is called "Cause Boredom Kills Me." That's what Leon tells Salazar right before he goes down to that sewer, because Salazar said he let his pet out for a walk or whatever. So, they're going to put that in your face. The collectibles in that game, the Salazar statues to get the infinite knife, the primal knife, which is Leon's classic knife, they're old Salazar. So that's another slap in the face looked at. And, these shills will look at it like, oh, look, they care about us. They're showing us the original statues to show that they still remember the original. When I look at that game, I don't see that they remember the original. I see them spitting on it.
I mean, it's pretty bad when you see the cable cars. It's like, oh, we have the cable cars, but they're rusted, they're dilapidated, they're not in use anymore. And it's just...
And they're not even suspended high.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're not.
They're like 10 feet up. Like, yeah, they're not even like, you might as well just put them on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there's more cut content that we're missing. Like tiny areas that are probably insignificant. But, I mean, it's just...
No, right after those bugs, the axe is moving cut.
Oh, yeah, yep, that room's cut. Well, yeah, and then you have the painting room or whatever the hell that's called with the bazooka guys in there. None of that's in there with the treasure in the middle.
Oh, yeah, where you have to hit the button, then go in that room, break the vase, hit the button. Yep, that's cut. Of course it's cut. And then, the room right after that, too, or whatever, when all the dudes with the sights stand in front of you. That's cut. That's when Leon says, like, oh, and Salazar says, you'd be surprised, I'm only 20 years old. That room cut.
It really is. I mean, it really is. But you just brought up the island today, and I don't. The island's not really my favorite. But I mean, gee Williker, if they've slaughtered that too, I mean, my God, what was the point of doing this?
Yeah. Well, what I was thinking while playing the original is that no, the island wasn't planned in the beginning. That they were, because it's so obvious. Like the combat there doesn't work good. Nothing works good. The layout. When I was playing, I was like, wait, like. This island definitely was not in the original version, and they even had to come out and confirm that the island was in the game, because they were showing nothing in those original trailers about the island. And I think it's because they're ashamed of the island. They don't like the island because they were never planning on it. So it's just a quick, first playthrough, like a 3-hour section.
All right, they're defending it in here. They're saying the rocket room wasn't cut; it's just backwards.
Rocket room, which one? The emblem in the middle?
They're saying it's still in the game.
No, they're mistaken. They're thinking of the Gatling gun room. That was not cut. They replaced it with the Red Lantern room. That was cut. What you said was cut. They're wrong.
Well, I would say they cut the Gatling gun guy too.
Yeah, but they try to replace it. I guess they replaced it with the where you have to kill the Glory Las Plagas dude. Where you have to kill that dude.
Oh my God.
What?
Well, that's totally different. I mean, that's not even as big.
Yeah, no, but the reason why I think those rooms are the ones that connect is because in both of those rooms, your goal is to kill a red guy. The other one, you got to kill the red guy to get the key. This, you need to kill the red guy to get the lantern. So you know what I mean? I look at those as the same thing.
Super chatted $1.99. There's more weapons
okay,
and enemy types in the remake.
They're defending it, and they're saying there's more weapons and enemy types in the remake.
More what? Weapons?
Yeah, more weapons and enemy types in the remake. That's what the guy super chatted.
We can talk about the cut weapons, like where's the mine thrower? Oh, they got the bolt thrower. Yeah, a bolt thrower? Like, if you use that says everything. They cut the bolt thrower, they cut the plaga removal laser, the RL or whatever it's called. They cut, they cut Leon's outfit. That's not a weapon, but I guess. And then enemy weapons, they said? They didn't add any weapons. I can't think of any.
Probably just trolling. Video Game Donkey just put out his Resident Evil 4 video. I bet he says it's great, huh? Gee williger.
Probably gave it a 10 out of 10.
Probably. Watch Donkey's new video. Why? Does he say it sucks? We already know what he's going to say. What's the point of watching it?
Yeah.
Well, they cut JJ was cut too?
The Gatling gun guy, yep.
I don't understand why they expanded the minecart area and it's ridiculous now. Like, if you want to talk about unrealistic stuff, it's like the Salazar statue made more sense than that almost, because it's like they built a whole roller coaster that's like the biggest wooden roller coaster in existence in this like cave area in the remake, and like never ends.
It looks like God of War Ragnarok, I swear. When I was playing that part, I thought I was playing God of War. The waterfalls coming down, you come up to that big open cave with the moon right on you. It looks like something out of a fantasy game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the cut content is just. I mean, no one cares. That's the thing. Literally, no one cares. If I mean,
I didn't.
Right. Well, I mean, why would you? Look, when they remake Silent Hill 2, I don't care about the original Silent Hill 2. And that's going to piss off Silent Hill 2 fans, but I don't care. Like, I'm not going back to play Silent Hill 2. I'm playing the remake, and that's how I'm going to experience Silent Hill 2, because, and it's the same perspective as over here. It's like, well, we've just recently replayed through the original like a month or so ago, and it's like, well, that's fresh in our mind, and it's like, well, wait a minute, they've cut this, they've cut that. Oh, but those things didn't matter. It was filler. It was this. It was that. It's just like, let's move the goalposts some more. Just because Video Game Donkey said it was great and it's got 10 out of 10 reviews all across the board, well, I guess people just don't care.
Yeah, we'll be those shills with the Silent Hill 2, because we never played that original, really. We'll be the shills. And it's sad, it's not being biased, so there is perspectives, but, when you're telling them over and over and they're refusing to look, like I was one of them, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The whole game is cut. The codec sequences are gone. It's just, I can't think of what's not cut. You know what I mean? Like,
so what sequences?
Well, where they call in on his, they hack his codec sequence or whatever.
Oh, like the talk?
Yeah, the call-ins, the call-ins. All of that.
Yeah. Oh, because it's too unrealistic, they said. That's why. It would make no sense for them to be talking to Leon on a radio because they would be giving up their plans. Just realism they're talking about while they have that minecart section. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, a bigger roller coaster than freaking, like, literally the longest wooden roller coaster that ever has existed on the planet. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen how tall that? Like, if you look down a little bit, like, it's like this thing's like 300 feet in the air. It's like, what are we doing here? It's like they wanted to ground it. They wanted to make it more like a human, like a more, grounded approach to the game. And then they cut the most ridiculous parts of RE4, and then they include this fucking like exaggerated Disneyland ride in this game. It's really silly.
It's God of War.
I guess it is. They have that in God of War Ragnarok.
They didn't. I don't think you went on the mine, but
right.
There was a mine that looked very similar. Like with the waterfalls coming down, like that one section in RE4 Remake, the waterfalls.
Oh, the radio tower too is cut.
Oh, well, how did I forget that?
Dude, I holy shit! In the island, yeah, because that's where you in one of the Ada Wong things, you fight Krauser there. In the original, I believe.
No, that's not. That's the non-canon Assignment Ada DLC.
Right. Well, yeah. But that area is still cut.
Yeah, it's still. Yeah. And we already know it's not in the game because there's no door there that would lead there unless there's something I'm missing.
Right.
It would make sense with the geometry of the map for that to be there.
And I thought the Minecraft sequence in the original is a lot more realistic because it's not as like overdone. They talk about RE4 original being like, super exaggerated, and it's like, but it's like, well, it's Resident Evil first of all, but second of all, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's over.
It is. I mean, we all know Dead Island 2 is not going to deliver, so we're just stuck here with trash.
All you can do is just look at it. It's
Yeah.
trash. You bought this game?
Huh?
On PS5? You bought this game on PS5, didn't you?
RE4?
Yeah, the remake.
Remake?
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah.
Shit.
I feel like I'm due compensation, but obviously that's not the reality we live in. You know, I've already done, 8.
Well, I told
10
you guys
playthroughs.
not to rush through it. I mean, here we are. The honeymoon phase is coming to an end here. I mean, I told you guys this was going to happen. I said, look, because it ended for me like a few days after I beat it. I'm like, well, I've already beat it. I've already seen it. Like, I don't. The only the only incentive for me to keep playing that game before because I had it early and there was no guides, there was nothing, was to see how they handled certain things. To see what was cut, what wasn't cut, things like that. And that's the reason.
You were playing it like as if you're playing the original, like you were looking at the original while playing it.
Well, yeah, well, not in real time. I mean, but.
Well, no, yeah, like in your mind, your the main purpose of you playing.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me in the remake, the very very opening cutscene. Like the two police officers, they go out. Why does this one guy wander off in the woods randomly? Like it doesn't
there
even.
You go again. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Like did he get snapped into a trance? Like he takes a leak in the woods and then he like, I don't know if he hears something and then he goes and looks at it. I don't know what's going on. But in the original. The villagers get the truck and they drive the freaking truck into the car and there's a secret cutscene. I mean it's just I honestly think the original game makes more sense, especially with that castle thing that you brought up with the drawbridge going up. Leon has to. That was a very smart way, and the villagers essentially, that was their plan to. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But it was, regardless, Leon and Ashley, they were stuck there in the castle, and it made sense. And now in this remake, there's literally no one chasing you. Leon's just going up there, and then the bridge just comes up.
Well, yeah, it was their plan, though. That was smart. It was thought out. Their plan was to draw you into the castle, because that's why when you get there, they have a whole bunch of catapults set up. It was an ambush, and they had
Right.
the gate shut. You had to break the gate. It was a whole ambush set up. The whole castle is basically just big ambushes.
Yeah, I mean, man, when you really start thinking about it, it's like, I mean, just from the cutscene direction and some of this stuff just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, where your head is now is where my head was yesterday when I came up with the decision that it's trash. I was thinking about all these things.
Huh. Krauser never meets Ada in the remake. He never works with Krauser. They changed the entire storyline for being Lady on Krauser, two sides of the same coin. Yep.
I don't think that's true, though. I feel like they're reserving the Ada Krauser cutscene for
Yeah,
her DLC.
probably.
Oh, yeah, it's cut.
Well, they better have a lot in that DLC. Let's just put it that way, because they better have the lava room, U3, the whole damn shebang.
They will probably, but it's going to be trash, though.
Well, yeah, because it's like, well, why wasn't this stuff just in the main game? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to come out soon. You know, every time I'm talking about the DLC, someone will say, well, look how long it took Resident Evil 8 to put out that DLC. And then, but you have to realize, when Resident Evil 8 came out, they were never planning a DLC. They only made a DLC because the positive look at RE8. They're like, all right, people like this game, we're going to make a DLC. Whereas RE4 Remake, they've been making this DLC probably since the beginning.
yeah,
So it'll
yeah,
probably be out soon.
right. Yeah, it might be out later this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
In
And hopefully,
the remake, they went to the castle because Leon refused to stay in the village for the helicopter.
hey, there you go.
Does
No. The helicopter, it makes no sense. It's the president's daughter. The helicopter couldn't come because of a storm. In the original, it got shot down. You mean to tell me they're going to stop at a storm?
Wait, where's
Like,
where? Oh my God, where is this helicopter thing at?
What helicopter?
Well, what do you? Where's the?
The radio. Right before the siege at the house with Lewis, in the original, Hunnigan says it got shot down.
Oh.
But in the remake, I don't remember exactly where she says it. Oh, she says it after the Lewis house in the remake. She doesn't say it was shot down. She says a storm. Like, what, is there lightning or something? Or is there a tornado happening in this weird part of Spain? Like,
well. To be fair, doesn't. Well, that maybe that's why it shows the storm effects in that section, right?
Yeah, it's a little windy, but that's about it.
I mean, I guess that's fair. Now we're nitpicking, bro. No, now we're nitpicking, bro. You can't fly a helicopter.
It's not nitpicking. It's the president's daughter.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't fly a helicopter in a windy storm like that. Can you?
I mean, yeah, then you would have some soldiers, I don't know, something. It just seems a bit lazy that they didn't want to say shot down. They looked at shot down as like being a little too cheesy and a little bit.
Right.
But I feel like that would have made more sense. Because it didn't, not only the storm, but unless I'm missing something, what happened after the storm? Why couldn't they go somewhere else? I don't know.
Well, maybe the whole game just doesn't make sense if you really start listening to. I mean, it's just. Shit.
It doesn't make sense.
It's over.
It is over.
He does meet Ada in the remake. They talk to each other in the radio tower before you fight Krauser.
I must be forgetting that remake because it's so soulless. I don't think so.
It is forgettable. I'll tell you that. It is pretty forgettable. Wind does affect helicopters, yeah.
What do you say, helicopters?
They're saying wind does affect helicopters, and I mean, I guess that's fair. But like you said, I mean, it just what happened after the storm.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe wind definitely affects helicopters,
Right.
I guess. But you mean to tell me, like, unless it's like I don't know anything about helicopters. I'm talking about like I'm an idiot right now.
Right.
But I don't know nothing about helicopters, but. Wouldn't there have to be like very, very strong winds where it's like almost like hurricane winds or something? I don't know. Like, I guarantee helicopters go out on windy days all the time. I have no idea, though. I'm just speaking out of, cluelessness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'll give them that then. Yeah, it's a little nitpicky, I guess. But still, it all adds up anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, there's probably other small, tiny stuff that is just not in this that we're not necessarily remembering. I mean, maybe that's nitpicky, but gee.
Definitely, yeah.
And you notice how they build up the Wolverine guy in the castle now, and they have all the dead bodies and all the blood and stuff. Like it's just it's oh my God, the direction in this game is just like it. It's like, why is that necessary? Sometimes less is more. Like, we don't need to show, like, oh, there's this big creature down here in this fucking cell. In the original, it's like you just looked at it, and it was like, what is this thing going to fucking do? You didn't know.
Yes, subtlety and, like, curiousness, or I'm using the wrong word.
Well,
the
nuance, yeah.
It makes it more scary, yeah, when you don't know it, yeah. But they didn't do that, clearly.
It's over.
It is. Yeah, start the game at night because night's more scary, but ditch it right after right in the beginning anyway. Like, everyone thought the village section was going to be at night, so they don't even stick to things. They just do random things so they can make it. Someone boots up that demo, and they're like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to try it more because it's night, it's scary, and, they're going to play through it. I think that's why they made it night. That they went for what you're saying. A bit more is too obvious.
Yeah. You can't even fall out of the boat. Yeah, you can't even fall out of the boat in the boss fight. They removed that.
Hard to animate.
Well. I think it is a death animation. But speaking of the death animations, oh, they're not good, dude. That is. I mean, how do you ruin that? Where the chainsaw? Oh my gosh, they just half-assed those death animations, especially compared to the original. I mean, there's a whole video right there. of how crazy the death animations are for Leon in the original. I mean, even Ada Wong, if you play as Ada Wong, like, she can get her head blown off in the freaking original, and it's gruesome as hell. And they have watered them down to a point where they just look silly at best.
Yeah, the acid spit death on Leon that's not in the remake, they even have that for Ada, even though she never runs into those bugs without a mod.
Right.
So they took an extra step. She doesn't even, you'll never come across that unless you mod it, and it was still there. Like, Leon has a half face, her whole face gets melted or whatever. And I was surprised to find that out. Of course you wouldn't find something out like that in the remake, though.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is, man. And like I said, when that Cat video comes out, it's going to go against the grain. And I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll have to showcase what's better in the original, and also showcase what's better in the remake. I mean, because I don't think you can come out with a video, especially with the shills as hell-bent as they are on just telling you how wrong you are and how dare you criticize this and how dare you question this game. I just don't know how he could put out a video if it is maybe it really isn't. So unless he want to get because the shills are going to come with the pitchforks and they're going to say, you're so damn wrong, you're cherry picking, and this, that, and the third. And it's like I don't. They just can't respect a classic. Is really the problem. It's like that. It's like that. Isn't that what the car in the movie Cars, like, respect the classic, man? It's like George Carlin or something.
Yeah, they can't do that.
They can't.
They need modern. They need it to be as modern as possible. Meaning all these. It's not even just the controls too. It's the woke themes too. They enjoy those. I don't know why, but it's everything. It's
well, even the weapon reload animations are better in the original.
Way better, yeah. I mean, I don't even think Leon has two separate animations in the remake.
Whoa. He's got two animations in the original?
No.
Oh. What were you...
Oh, well, no. But no old game did, but modern games, like even RE8, if you empty the mag, now since there's none in the chamber, the reload animation is going to be different. If there's none in the mag, there's none in the mag, so they keep the mag. Like, Ethan would keep the mag in 8. In 4 Remake, I think it's the same reload animation whether your gun's dry or full. I don't think it makes a difference.
Huh.
I could be wrong, but... I mean, and look at the typewriter. If you got a Chicago typewriter...
I thought you were talking about the save typewriter. It doesn't even type anymore. It's just a generic...
Oh, well, that too. Yes, back then, the satisfying clicks and see it slowly go across the screen.
Yeah.
Now it's like, it's not a typewriter. It's a black screen that you just interact with a typewriter. There is no typewriter. I don't see one. Where is it?
And I know they'll say nitpicking and cherry picking, and it's like, oh my God, I just, it's like if they retained a little bit of those aspects, we could cut it some slack, but it's like they just threw this thing together in like a few years, 3 or 4 years or some shit, and they threw great graphics on it, and that's, I guess, all that's needed.
It's a trend, though. That's what they do with these HUDs and stuff. Look at God of War 2018, how satisfying the HUD is. Then go look at Trasherrock or Ragnarok, whatever it's called, and the whole HUD is just black and white. There's no color to it, and that's what the 4 remake did. It's a modern thing with these games now. They just love the no HUD. I don't get where it came from.
Well, the minimalist approach.
Yeah, I told people this all the time. You look at God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, it's crazy how much there's no HUD. Back then it was like cool designs, like unsymmetrical cool designs, but now everything has to be neat and perfect, like written by like a girl. I don't know, it's crazy.
Wait, you're saying that they downgraded Ragnarok even? From the
Yeah, go look at God of War 2018 HUD, then go look at Ragnarok. It's night and day.
Really?
Or day and night, I should say, because day is better. And that's what this remake did.
Why did they cut Leon? Why did they cut Leon in the lab room? They don't show them removing the plaga from Leon, but only Ashley. What the fuck? All we see is Leon dying of cringe. Oh my God! Well, in that forced walking section at the end of the game, that's like 2 minutes long, where you can barely move. Oh.
No replayability. No replayability.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what hurts the replayability, in my opinion, is these forced like in-game cutscenes that you know.
It's the Ashley segment. That. Oh my God. The giant throwing rocks at you. I mean, that's gameplay, but it's still very just boring and nothing to it. The minecart, like the castle on this killed replayability. There's like no replayability. Back then, it was a whole bunch of arenas. There's like 2 arenas in this remake, like fighting arenas.
Right.
No, there's 3. There's like none. If you count the mine, sure, you have like 2 more or whatever, but they killed all that. It's just, it's a movie. Obviously, that's exaggerating, but that's what it seemed like they were going for.
And I guess it worked. I mean, everyone loves it. So I guess, kudos to Capcom. I mean, clearly they have a home run here. I mean, everyone's in love with it. I don't know if they're still in the honeymoon phase or what's ultimately going on, but it's just, it's a little wild. I mean, the shilling is really on a whole nother level with this game. And it's like, look, if they did their own thing and just kept everything intact, I mean, I'm not asking for a 1-to-1 remake. They could have, but clearly it's like, I don't know what happened. It's like they wanted to do it right, and then they didn't want to do it right. So maybe something, but again,
I think they're just trying to rewrite history.
Well, yeah, probably.
They don't like the game and the original. They think the original was a disgrace, and they're the people writing it and developing it, whatever, they're like stabbing at it. They secretly hate it, and you see that, like, I'm not sure if you know, but like the Witcher show or whatever, the people that made it, they're sitting there talking bad about it. They hated the source material, and they're still making it, and that's what I think happens with a lot of these remakes and stuff. They hate the original, and they're trying to make it their game, not ours.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, it's crazy to hear you say this, because I mean, a few days ago you were really on a whole different level.
Yeah, my mind changed. Put those playthroughs in, and I
No.
realized that I looked.
Is it gonna change? Is it gonna change again? Are you gonna?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm good at looking through filters, so like that's what I was telling you. You're looking through a filter of the original and a filter of I said like a lies or something, and then I'm good at looking through things like perspective, and I put myself in a new perspective when I sat down to play that new edition of RE4, and whoa, you know what I mean? Just look at it a different way, and everything changes. I mean, you could probably look at it a different way, and it will be your favorite game. It's how things go.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, I think it's a fine, competent game if you kind of ignore the original and just forget about it, and you can put that on the back burner as you're playing it and having fun with it. But again, when you compare it to the OG and what the OG did and how it I mean, the OG literally spawned Dead Space. Like, that was totally inspired by RE4. Like, it really changed a lot with this entire industry. And
even The Last of Us, people don't know that, because that's a survival horror game.
Yeah.
I mean, the second one isn't. That's both garbage, but...
Well, hold on. Yeah, but what about the gameplay of The Last of Us 2? Would you say that... How does it compare to the game? Yeah, just strictly the gameplay.
This is what I've always said. I've never played it, and then people instantly say, well, how are you going to say it's trash? You never played it. And I say, listen, I know that gameplay is probably 10 out of 10 satisfying.
Right.
It's a AAA game.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's good. But, listen, I tell people all the time, what's the main goal in a video game or a movie or anything? It's not fun. People get that mistaken. You're not aiming for fun. You're aiming for an enjoyment, and fun's just a part of enjoyment. For me, sure, the game would be fun, but the story would be so terrible I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. So yes, I'd be having fun.
Yeah, so you're saying the story could undo your potential enjoyment. Your
Yeah, yep. So
Right.
the gameplay is probably real fun, but I mean, let's be real. There's probably very long walking segments. But that story, Druckmann, like I'm good on Druckmann Productions. That show I didn't watch.
oh, bro, I didn't watch it either.
Yeah, I'm good with Druckmann. You know what I mean? I'll pass. But yeah, why did I say The Last of Us again? Oh yeah, because that was inspired by Resident Evil 4. The Last of Us 1 was.
Yep.
Last of Us 1's a survival horror game. Last of Us 2 isn't. It's like Uncharted. You know what I mean? There's like barely any ammo management, I heard, and I've seen gameplay and everything. It seems like you have 2 separate loadouts with your characters. It's not like a classic survival horror game.
Right. Well, I think we've talked about everything. It's crazy to hear you say this, though, now. I mean, it's... Holy crap.
You got to admit when you're wrong.
There you go. Well, listen, we appreciate you calling in. I guess we're going to continue to move forward here, man. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Holy shit. All right, let's go ahead and listen to this video game donkey video. Let's see if we can pull this up on the screen. Actually, there's no way to really... Well, there might be a way to do it. Let's see. Let's pull this up and let's watch the video game donkey video. Because people are saying watch this. So let's go ahead and give this a shot here. I don't typically watch Video Game Donkey, but he has 1 million plus subscribers, if not like 5 million. I don't know how many. But, you know, very popular. So he's obviously doing something right. Regardless, let's go ahead and take a look at what he has to say. And, you know, maybe it's going to be interesting. All right, let's get this set up here.
Special report.
Spectrum get this set up here. Special report. She doesn't love.
Wi-Fi and unlimited mobile.
All right, can you guys hear? I can't hear this. Let me see what's going on here. Can we get audio here? I'm not hearing any audio. I think I know how to fix this. We're going to react to the Video Game Donkey video. They're saying this just came out like within the last 30 minutes or some shit. All right, let's see here. Browser 2. And then we're going to wrap the show up here after we get done watching this. So, okay, the audio should be working here. Let's go ahead and play it. Hello?
Is he really not going to say it? This remake is garbage. Damn it.
Devin Gillard
okay, hold on. I can barely hear that.
79 cents. Capcom is very talented at leading pigs to slop.
There you go, bro. He just pointed out another thing that was missing. They don't do the Resident Evil. Well, they haven't done that since like RE6, so I guess that's not a surprise. How hard is it to do that?
Listen, they moved this bear trap. It was 4 feet to the left in the original version, so you can't put that on me. No, this boat should not be here. This is all messed up. They're messing.
Oh, he's mocking. He's mocking. He's mocking. Sad.
Bastard. Nope. We're done with that. We're done falling for that now. Oh! Get that bullshit
Zoomer
out of
editing.
God damn it. Come on. I remember back on GameCube, I would just play this part over and over again. I love this part. You can't get me. Nope. You can't get me. No.
Look how easy it is. Look how easy it is. Look at this. They said the OG was easy. Look at this.
Cannot get me.
This is cringe content, dude.
Didn't mention this. All right,
this is. I think Jacksepticeye is better than this guy. Holy shit.
GameCube era gamer play this shit. This is a classic trick from the GameCube version of the game. Now all these zombies, they're gonna try and come up.
I'm not watching it. It's bad.
Go home now. Go back to your home. Go.
Does he have an opinion? Like, does he say anything about this, or is it just like cringe comedy?
GameCube gamer back in the building. Today I'm showing you a classic trick from the original game. If you go in this building, the Giganto Beast can't actually grab you. He's too dumb.
No.
Now when this happens, try loading a new save file. Oh, damn it.
I'm done with the video. I'm not watching it. It's not. I can't. It's cringe. Like it's supposed to be funny, but I'm not laughing, so it's not for me. That's not my type of comedy. Horrible. Who watches that shit? I don't know how people. Oh my god. Well, they love him over at V. They shill the hell out of Video Game Donkey. I'm sure there's like 5 threads of Video Game Donkey on V right now. And they say, it's up. Well, I guess Crobcat's coming out last. Oh, man, it's going to be a WrestleMania showdown. Cannot wait to see what Crobcat puts together, bro. That's going to be the one to fucking watch all the way through. Not some fucking clown pretending. Well, let's not get into it. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Had some pretty decent callers call in. But with that said, we're going to wrap it up here. We might be back later tonight with some gameplay of something, who fucking knows. I might just play the OG RE4 at this point, just to see. We have to refresh ourselves on what's cut. So we might just go back to the OG RE4 at this point. So if you guys want to tune in for that, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll get the notification when we go live. If we do go live later tonight with the original RE4, because at this point it's like there's nothing new to play. Next game we're gonna be covering is Dead Island 2, but that isn't out yet. So I think we might play the original RE4 later tonight, but we'll see. So that's gonna do it for us here right now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show. And we will see you later. It's over.